Constantly swimming harder and faster is actually going to make you slower. Trying to swim harder and faster each time you get in the water is actually going to hurt your endurance, not help it. By changing how you approach your training, you stand the best chance of developing the endurance you've been training for. Hi, this is Andrew Sheep with Mastering Flow. I help you dramatically improve your swimming by providing simple, actionable strategies that you can implement today, all without the need for in-person coaching. Let's get better today. Building bulletproof endurance is a key component of successful triathlon swimming. After all, if you can't sustain your speed, nothing else matters. Several years ago, I was struggling with my endurance in the water. I wanted to get fitter, so I figured I needed to work harder. While it was effective at first, I soon found myself tired, cranky, and failing to improve. It was frustrating. I wasn't sure what to do, and I was more or less ready to accept my situation. However, sometimes life throws you just what you need, just when you need it. I happened across an article by a scientist named Stephen Seiler. He'd done some research across several different endurance sports and had discovered that only a small amount of the training is actually difficult. Most of it is easy. That approach didn't make much sense to me, and it was the opposite of what I was doing. How could easier be more effective? Well, I wasn't happy with the results I was getting, and so I figured I needed to do something different. Anything different. So with nothing to lose, I decided to give it a shot. Much to my surprise, it worked. I started feeling better and my endurance slowly started to improve. To get the same results, I'm going to show you exactly what you can do to use the same process. In previous videos, I've discussed how skills are critical for building endurance. They help you use less energy. However, the physical side matters as well, and that's what we're going to discuss today. When it comes to training, the typical approach is just to go harder and harder in the attempt to get fitter. After all, it's no pain, no gain. Swimming hard and fast works, until it doesn't. If you've been trying to push the pace on all of your endurance work, I suggest you take the opposite approach if you want to take it to the next level. At least some of the time, you need to slow down. Here's the simple solution to make it happen. First, get your skills right. As I've discussed before, if you want to improve your endurance, you need to improve your skills. Poor body position in the water is going to kill your speed, and it's going to make swimming way more difficult. All the fitness in the world isn't going to be able to overcome poor skills. You need to learn to use your lungs to float. You need to learn to use your head to create great body position. This should be a major focus of your endurance developing efforts. Get this right and everything will be easier. Of course, working on your skills isn't separate from improving your endurance. As I'll show you, you can and should incorporate skill work into your endurance building efforts. Then, it's time to swim as easy as possible. You have to learn to swim easy. If you can't swim easy, it's going to be really hard to develop your endurance. No one can give 100% effort for extended periods of time. You have to learn to swim with as little effort as possible at first. Now, the goal isn't to swim slow, it's to swim easy. You want to keep the effort level down so that you can learn to swim in a way that's sustainable. How do you do that? Here's an example of a set that you could use to work on improving your ability to swim easy and work on your skills. The idea is to work on the skills that allow for smooth and easy swimming, then practice those skills while swimming easy. Just adjust the volumes and the distances based upon your needs and abilities. It's the concept that's important. Once you can swim easy, it's time to build the volume. If you can swim comfortably and easily, it's time to swim more. More endurance comes from a patient approach to doing more volume. You have several different options to do more. You can swim more repetitions, you can swim longer repetitions, you can do a combination of the two, or you can swim more frequently. Which should you do? Whatever sounds good to you is the approach that you should take. If you like one approach, simply take that one. If you enjoy doing different things, switch it up. The key idea is to slowly add volume. So how fast should you progress? The simple answer is not fast. Only increase the volume every 2 to 3 weeks and never increase it by more than 5 to 10%. I know that might seem really conservative, but play the long game. You want to take your time, slowly and patiently adding volume, rather than rushing to do more and more. If you go slowly, you will accomplish your goals. If you go too fast, you might create too much fatigue or get injured. To make this concrete, we'll look at sample sets where we'll look at extended versions of the Swim Easy set I showed you earlier. That way you can see two different options for building the volume. In the first set, you'll see the progression is mainly one of repetition number. You'll be performing more repetitions with fewer reminders of the floating exercises between. This will help you learn how to sustain your skills over progressively longer periods of time. The advantage is that you'll get more frequent breaks that you can reset, keep your skills on track, and repeat what you've been doing. In the second set, the progression is going to be more about extending repetition distances. You're not going to be performing more repetitions, you're going to be swimming longer repetitions. The advantage is that you learn to swim uninterrupted for progressively longer periods of time, building your endurance. In between those repetitions, you can check in with your skills, reset, and get right back into it. For more on how to develop your fitness, check out this video right here. As always, keep it simple and keep getting better.